I remember it was about 2 to 3 years ago where I was at a point in my life where I was super, super angry, like all the time. And I had a lot of bitterness in me, which caused, the constant anger. And I remember I was at one of the youth camps, and it was at the end of one of the messages that the guest speaker was giving, and finally he did a call and he asked, people if they needed prayer or whatever. And I remember being so irritated and annoyed. I was like, oh, they're gonna start praying again for another hour, and I was bored, and I was just angry at the fact that we were gonna spend another, few minutes in prayer. And finally, I remember as I was entertaining those thoughts in my head, all of a sudden the speaker went and said, before we start the prayer session, I have a word from God for a specific person. And what he said was, actually it was a verse that he quoted. I don't remember what it was, but it was about how he said, you were running the race and you were fighting the good fight, and what happens to you? Was the words that the speaker had to that specific person. I remember as soon as I heard those words, I just knew in my heart that God was calling me out. Ezekiel 36, it says, I will sprinkle clean water on you and make you clean. I will take your heart of stone and turn it into a heart of flesh. And that's what I felt happen to me. All of a sudden the walls came down, and I really felt God's love, and I really understood that he hadn't forgotten about me. And next thing I remember is I'm on my knees in tears, like confessing my sins and just recommitting my life to Christ. And, living an extraordinary life in an ordinary world doesn't mean doing crazy, like crazy stuff. To me, what it means was, when you cut certain stuff out of your life, sins, people, habits, or whatever, and you put Christ first, that's when, God and the Holy Spirit intervene, and they actually turn your life into an extraordinary life by prioritizing Him and putting Him first. So that's what I encourage everybody to do. If there's some stuff that you shouldn't be, messing with, or some stuff that you shouldn't be doing, those are the obstacles, those are the walls that are keeping you from living an extraordinary life for Christ.